Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Review and a chat about Avengers Endgame as well. First off, Hyde Wilde Pale Ale, 4.7%. Taste notes, pale and bitter, yet interesting. Sounds just like a Jane Austen heroine. No Mr. Darcy's here though. Just a deliciously fruity, hoppy and malty ale. So, Hyde and Wilde, never heard of them, but it's made by Marstons for Sainsburys. So, interesting. If you know, if you didn't know that, I mean, I didn't know. And it says that pale ale was once the preserve of the wealthy. Thankfully, times have changed. Taste notes, pale and bitter. Oh, I've already said that. Malt, barley, hops, galaxy, mosaic, and citra. So, let's pour it out. So, 9 o'clock last night. Got to the cinema showcase in Nottingham. Did the double header. Now, I've been up since about 4 o'clock in the morning and went and did the double header. So that's Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Infinity War was from 9 till half 11 ish, and Endgame was from 12 till 3. And I'll tell you a bit more in a minute. So, golden amber body, good lacing and carbonation in it. White head. Looks nice enough. Oh, citrus and hops in the aroma. Now it says here, well, first I'll do a couple of reviews. Read a couple. What's the general consensus? 3.23 from 22 ratings. So first one, a really nice pale ale. Good depth of flavour for the ABV. Good balance of bitterness whilst remaining refreshing. And another one. Forgetting who brewed this, is a lovely beer. Clear golden appearance with a small head. Massive amount of fruitiness against a malty background. So much flavour it was unbearable in a very nice way. It's a great shock, but this is an excellent beer. So, yeah, I went to Sainsburys the other week and I had a few quid spare and I thought, well, bugger it, I'll go and see if they've got anything interesting on the craft beer front. And it was a smaller set, my son's where he works. And yeah, it was, I think I got 6 for a tenner, so not too bad. Didn't have his discount card as well, so I could have got more. No. Yeah, looks the part. Smells nice enough, lovely aroma. Nice citrusy taste, very nice. So last night, obviously watched Infinity War. I had to keep prodding my son because he'd been up since 3:30, so he'd been up another half an hour to an hour before me. And poor sod was falling asleep like a wonder. I was awake. I keep doing my eyes with water because falling asleep terribly. And then Endgame came on, and I'm not going to spoil it because that would be terrible. You have to watch it, so I won't say anything spoilerish. But what I will say is, for a year since Infinity War ended, you've been wanting to see what would happen. I actually got some of it right, the plot and that, but there were some massive curveballs thrown in, you know, and there were elements that you see that you wow. A film where you laughed at a lot of parts, a film where you were amazed at parts, and a film where you book it at parts. It was the perfect nod to the 20 odd films before it, and yeah, some fantastic bits in it. So I'm not going to say too much more. What would I give it out of 5? Flipping heck. 5. 5 out of 5. When you wait a year for a film, it can be underwhelming. You know, we all do it. You know, you wait for something or a series or whatever to come out, and you follow the hype. And even though the people behind the film gave as little away as they could, and I still don't understand everything that went off. I think you'd have to watch it 6 or 7 times. I can't discuss this in the house because me and my son have watched it. We went to the cinema last night, but my wife, my daughter and my little son, they haven't watched it. So I can't discuss any of the plot points, anything that happened, apart from the fact my wife says, was it good? And hell yes. And you know, a good film, you come out of cinema and you're flipping pumped. And you know, at 3 in the morning, and I'll tell you this much, bear in mind that I don't know how many screens they had on at Showcase in Nottingham showing it, but the car park at 3 in the morning was jammed to the rafters. Every single space was took up. There wasn't a spare space, so they must have had multiple, and I do mean multiple, if not every single screen showing it. I expect it to be one of the biggest films of all time on the taking side of things. And yeah, flipping heck, you know. A lot of films I'll wait and I'll watch them on stream or whatever. But some films, you know, you have to watch it properly. And I'm going tonight. I'm going tonight to watch it again. And this time I can be a bit more restful and be a lot more awake. Although it did wake me up, you know. And my son, who was falling to sleep wickedly, really struggling. Apart from probably 5 minutes of the film where, you know, it went a bit slower. Because obviously there's a story to be told. But the rest of the film, bloody hell. 3 hours. You come out and it's like, but you don't feel 3 hours, you know. Does if you need a piss. But yeah, unbelievable. So anyway, amazing. You know, I could talk about it all day, but I can't spoil it because I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. So back to the beer. Yeah, this is a nice bit of beer. I'm loving that there's hops there. More hops in the aroma than there is in the taste. But the citrus element, the floral, fruity element is lovely. Pick myself up some bargains as well. A shop called Ballyhoo. On their sale page, you've got a load of like these essences, what you can add to vodka or distilled spirits if you've got that availability. And these are usually anything up to about £2 a bottle. You know, don't go to eBay because you pay a lot more. 69p on their sales section, and they had loads. I mean, how many did I buy? Well, a fair few. I love it because I can get varieties that I can't get in the shops. So you add vodka to them, jobs are good, and you know, amazing varieties. Baltimore whiskey this is. I've got Irish coffee, I've got coffee brandy. Coffee brandy, never even heard of it. Yeah, look, cafe brandy. Still Spirits is the brand leader, obviously. But these Prestiges, they're not bad at all, as long as you follow the instructions. And what I like about these... Hold on, I'm going to sneeze my head off in a minute. Yeah, whew. What I like about the Prestige ones is you don't have to buy the Still Spirits base packs, which are quite expensive, you know. It adds £2 to every time you do a bottle or 3 bottles, you know. And the cream liqueurs bases, they're really expensive. Although I think if you're going to do it cream liqueur base versus using cream, actual cream, I'd always go for the cream liqueur base. The best thing to use, I think, is a combination of coffee mate sort of thing, and sugar. Pour water in, mix it up, get it all mixed up beautifully, and then add it to your vodka and your essence, and that's how you make a nice I'll get there in a minute, a nice like a Bailey's alternative, which I will do some, because there's some varieties, you know, that you just can't get. Speaking of Bailey's alternatives, I went into B&M the other day, B&M stores, and they've had these syrups in, Tate and Lyle syrups, £4 a bottle, so it's not cheapish, but it's a lot cheaper than Moaning, because their bottles are like 10, 11 quid, and they have pumpkin spice. Oh. So I came home, I bought it, obviously the wife talked me into it, well, I didn't need much persuasion, and got home, went to the fridge, got a bottle of Lidl's Deluxe Irish cream liqueur out, which I think is just as good as Bailey's anyway. Poured into the glass, poured a measure, because you've got to be careful, don't pour too much in, otherwise it'll just make it too. Poured a measure of the syrup in, and boy, oh, it's nice. So now I've got pumpkin spice Baileys whenever I want it, you know, or pumpkin spice Lidl's, Aldi's, whatever. But yeah, beautiful. So absolutely loving this. Nice flavour to it, not very hoppy, but it's the citrus, it's got good taste to it. And on a day like today where you're getting a bit of rain and a bit of sun, it's quite refreshing too. Obviously never heard of the brand, but it's like most things these days, you know, it's big companies using dummy names to bring out, you know, because if they put Marstons, Hyde and Pale, it probably will, you know, some people, Marstons Pale Ale, they probably, you know, Marstons is a good name obviously, but you know, they probably won't buy it so much, so it's a different brand. And it's amazing. I love the aggregate websites because they tell you who makes them, and even if you didn't know yourself. Yeah, because it's actually made for Sainsburys. It's got sainsburys.co.uk on it. So again, it's a bit like their taste of difference, you know. So it's nice to know, and it's good for me because when I upload this later, I'll know who made it. I'm glad I've done a review because I've been got up at 11 o'clock, well, got home at 3:30. I had, you know, and after that film, you know, your mind's going overboard. Some of the stuff you see. New characters were added, and it showed strengths and weaknesses. So even characters that might appear to be super strong have got weaknesses, you know. But wow. So that is very, very nice. Not quite a top 10 beer, but I wasn't expecting it to be. But a lot of the times these days, these craft beers, they there's some drivel amongst them. You know, obviously people, you know, I don't know if they actually taste their own beers, but that was really nice. So to break it down, good lacing and carbonation, amber body, white head, hoppy and citrus notes in the aroma, more citrus and floral in the taste, and a good taste all the way down. Really pleasant, really nice. So out of 5, ooh, 4.55 out of 5. That, you know, it's one of them. I'm not expecting nothing. Never heard of the brand. Obviously, I know who makes it now, and that was amazing. Wow. And it's put my head out. Thanks for watching. And if any of you do watch Avengers Endgame, oh, it's a good one. See you later.